Welcome back. The Buffalo Niagara Heritage Village is celebrating 50 years of preserving the agricultural history of our local region. And I'm joined now by the Executive Director with information on how you can join in on their party. Welcome, Dr. Carrie Stiver. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Let's start off by having you tell us about the Buffalo Niagara Heritage Village and what the mission is in our community.
So we are a historic village history museum in Amherst. We focus on preserving the history of agriculture and the history of rural community in the Buffalo Niagara region. There's a very rich history there. Our region is very important to the history of agriculture, and it's a story a lot of folks don't know.
That's right. Okay. Well, you are celebrating 50 years with your upcoming barn dance. Tell us what you're doing for this major milestone.
Yes, so we are the nonprofit successor to the former Amherst Museum, and so we are celebrating this year 50 years of the museum on our current campus. So part of that celebration is our new barn dance, which is going to be taking place on Friday, August 22nd.
Awesome. Okay. Now, I know there's going to be lots of line dancing, but what else can we expect from this party?
Yes, if you feel like you don't want to come to a barn dance because you don't know how to dance properly, no worries. We have Jillian Lillian, one of the best line dance instructors in the area.
Oh, wow.
She's going to come do some lessons for folks, and then you can enjoy a barbecue dinner, some live and silent auctions, and just lots of fun stuff for a fun evening.
And let's talk about what these proceeds are going towards and what they mean for the mission.
Yeah, so we have a historic village that is comprised of 10 historic buildings. So those require a lot of care and special maintenance, yes. And we also have a really active program schedule for educational programs for students and just everyone in the community who's interested in things like how to care for backyard chickens, all the way up to historical topics and artisan crafts, things like that. So we've got a lot going on every day, and the proceeds from the barn dance are going to support our programming, our mission, and the collections that we preserve for the history of the area.
If people aren't able to attend the event, what are some other ways that they can support what you do?
Come out and see us. We are open Thursday through Saturday up until the end of September this year for our season, and then we're going into our spooky season. So we're going to have lots of fun stuff going on in October as well. Check out our website, check out our social media, and see what might be interesting for you.
Are there any facts that you can think of when people come out and do tours that people are so blown away to know that this part of history happened right here in our own backyard?
Yeah, so I think one thing that is really fun for folks to find out is that the idea for the Erie Canal to be built in the first place was really spawned from the difficulty that farmers in this area were having getting their goods and their grain to the market. There was actually a gentleman from the area named Jesse Hawley who wrote a series of letters from prison where he ended up, because of these difficulties, that really were credited, that DeWitt Clinton credited with giving him the idea for championing the Erie Canal. And that happened right here in this area because of the farmers who settled here.
That is super cool to think about. And, you know, upstate New York in general does not get a lot of credit for how much agriculture that we have here. It's pretty incredible to think of. And, you know, the little history that I know about Western New York, and especially being part of the Erie Canal, is because that happened here, so many things started here that then eventually trickled down to other parts of New York and other parts of the country. But a lot of things that got their start right here.
That's right. And we're actually also celebrating in the Buffalo Niagara region the 200th anniversary of the Erie Canal, opened in 1825. So that's a big anniversary this year too. So if that's something you're interested in, there's a lot of stuff going on in the community to learn about that history, as well as what we've got at BNHV.
That's right, celebrating that bicentennial. Alrighty, where can people go for tickets for this barn dance?
That's bnhv.org.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for coming in, sharing more about this major milestone for you and preserving a huge part of history right here in our backyard. Viewers, if you'd like to get your tickets today for this event, just visit bnhv.org/barndance. Thanks again for coming in, Dr. Carrie.
Thank you so much.